Hello, welcome. Okay, to breath and body practices for mental well-being. So I want to talk about breath and energy, pranayama, and this idea that breath is life, and if we keep coming back to breath, we can connect to something bigger, and we can help moderate our peaks, our highs and lows in emotional, mental. So let's get right to it. We're going to look at breath and energy, breath and movement, and the window of tolerance, and moving in and out of the comfort zone. So let's start with simple in and out breathing. Super simple. You got to do it all the time. If you're alive, breathing in and out. And just coming to paying attention to that. Just breathing. You inhale, everything expands. And as you exhale, your body returns, comes back in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, return. So fitting this in quick. I'm going to make this short and compact. Looking at movement in your body and breath. On the inhale, you can think about that as your recovery phase, like in fitness in general, movement, body stuff. A lot of times the inhale is your recovery. It's your preparing to do the big work. So on the in, you come to calmness, and on the out, go back to work, to stiffness. So we can do that with hands. Think about opening the hands on the inhale and closing the hands on the exhale. And then you can think about syncing your breath to your movement, syncing your movement to your breath, syncing your breath to your body. So one simple way to do that is you do the inhaling, the arms up, exhaling the arms down. And there's a natural calmness that happens when you just pay attention to this simple action. Inhale, exhale. And your body naturally knows how to regulate that rhythm. And you can go with, if you take your arms to your side, you inhale your arms up. Notice how the breath moves from inhaling low where the hands are low to all the way up into the top of the chest. So if you want to, you can move your arms up, out this way, up, out this way. You can come to here, finding what's comfortable for you. Take the arms all the way up if there's no sharp pain, tearing. So we're all different. Be wherever you are. Be gentle to yourself. Inhale up. And then exhale down. I want to share this idea of and that we're all different. We all have different limits. And I'm going to share the screen here. And we got the comfort zone. Everybody's got different comfort zones. And you want to reach out of your comfort zone to some degree, to learn, to practice, to get strong, to build strength and stamina. But you don't want to go so far out to your terror zone where you're doing harm, you're injuring yourself, you're going to fight or flight, you get in a panic mode, and then you counter the work that you're doing. You in terror zone, you can't learn. But also in comfort zone, you can't necessarily learn. You got to stretch a little. So it's finding that balance. Stop share. So yeah, so I want you to think about that in your movement, in your breath practice, in your day, that you gauge the rhythm, the speed, the intensity based on your personal safety comfort zone. And so you moderate where your edge is of that, it coming out of comfort and into the learning. But not going so far that you're doing more damage than harm or than good. Okay, so as we move on to the next breathing practice, keep that in mind. So this is a practice called, you can call it mountain breathing or a form of 4-part breathing, but it really can show you how just with breath you can have the power to bring your energy up or bring your energy down in terms of like mental, emotional well-being, but also for function. So the breath practice is it looks like climbing a mountain. So that's a way to look at it. So if you haven't explored breathing practices too much, take it easy on yourself. And just because sometimes learning new breathing stuff, it's definitely, it can be pretty intense. And yeah, you don't want to be told how to breathe. You don't want to learn necessarily new ways of breathing. It's your lifeline, literally. So yeah, so just if all you can do is just notice your breathing and breathe, that's great. Or whatever, if you're busy today and too much is going on, don't be hard on yourself. That's okay. So here we go. So the breathing movement, the breathing practice mountain breathing. Your inhale, you inhale like you're going up a mountain, you can imagine, and then you pause at the top of the mountain, and then you come down the mountain, and you pause on the bottom. And so there's two ways of using it. If you break up the inhale, it's more soothing. If you break up the exhale, it's more building the energy up. So we got, we'll start with inhale. Focus on breaking up the inhale, which is, so you inhale, imagine you're climbing up a mountain and you break it up. In, top of the mountain, pause, and then exhale. Slide down the mountain. So smooth exhale, pause on the bottom, climb, break that inhale up as you go back up the mountain. Pause, slide, pause, climb. And you can climb, you can break that or 4 or 5. That's for you to gauge what can you handle and where's your learning zone. Don't push yourself so hard that you can't get it down or you're not getting any breath. So let's try that again. So inhale, pause, exhale, slide, pause, inhale, climb, pause, exhale, slide, pause, inhale, climb, pause, exhale, slide. So let's try another way. The other way, opposite. Kind of building energy. Can bring up stuff for sure. And allow yourself to feel those feelings. If feelings come up, and be gentle with yourself. Okay, so exhale. We're going to do the mountain breath with the emphasis on the breaking up the exhale. So inhale. So we'll go inhale smooth. You can use your mouth or your nose too. Pause. We're going to climb down. Pause. Inhale up. Pause. Climb down. Pause. Inhale up. Pause. Exhale down. Inhale up. Pause. Exhale down. Pause. Okay. Now we'll go just nice and smooth. You're hanging out in that neutral, not too. Let's just go smooth in. Pause. Smooth out. Inhale in. Exhale out. A little distracted. Just want to share this beautiful picture. Got a brain. This is Sam, my son Sam, that my daughter Faith made years ago. Awesome. That's that. A little bit of distraction. Okay, so we're almost there. 20 minutes in, I almost got all this material out. And listen again or pause where you need to and practice these exercises so that you have them in your toolbox when you're dealing with crisis or just chronic physical or emotional pain that you have to deal with. Explore and see how these might help you. And the more you practice, the more you're likely to use them as you need them. Okay. So I wanted to look at I'll just show you this. There's an idea that this is from Nikki Myers, and she's a yoga therapist and one of my teachers. And so you got your brain here. This is a brain. This is like the arm is the reptile brain, sort of this part, and the hands, the top of the hands, you could say are the prefrontal cortex, this part of the brain that says, wait a minute, on second thought, maybe we shouldn't, or maybe we shouldn't. It's developed in adults later. Like, takes until you're 26 years old. It's not really fully developed, and sometimes not even then. But it helps you make rational decisions. And in crisis, you don't necessarily do that, right? So anyways, prefrontal cortex, that's what that is, the front top of the brain. And then you got the reptile brain, which is your intuitive, instinctual, deep old brain. So, and then the thumb here represents kind of your emotional, right? It's like, yeah, pretty important. They're all important. We need them all. So this idea of when you're in crisis mode, this is a like emergency toolbox exercise. So you're way out here, you got your thumb, your emotions, your prefrontal cortex, your reptile, and they're not connecting with each other. You're like, ah. And so this exercise, you want to bring the thumbs in, hands over. So you're closing in and you're helping them work together. Reptile brain, emotional brain, and prefrontal cortex. You're bringing everything in, closing it in, connecting them all, helping them work together. Because when you panic or you have a trauma or a crisis or an issue, things kind of go haywire. And you're like, ah! So the closing in. Oof. So let's just try that. Let's do that. Give it a shot. You can stand up, you can wiggle around, and think about, ah! Let yourself go, ah! Imagine you're freaking out, you're losing it all, whatever's going on. Maybe it's for you, it's more of a freeze as opposed to a fight or flight. So maybe you're like, ah. But let's bring it in. Think about that. Feeling it, acting it, moving it, that freaking out to closed. calm, closed in, but I'm centered, I'm grounded, everything's okay. Ah. Okay, and then Stu, go ahead and come into your feeling your feet, maybe noticing your feet, saying, "Hey, my feet, yay, I have feet. I am human with body parts, arms, shoulders." You can even rub your hands together, touch your shoulder with one shoulder, touch your other shoulder, touch your head, give yourself a hug, feeling, letting yourself feel safe in your body. And last, I want to show you this really, I think it's really awesome. This is the window of tolerance. Peter Levine, I think, like first came up with this, and there's some other people, lots of other people who, in the body somatic kind of like health and body mental health, physical, emotional field. So this idea here is that you've got this, the two big lines, the top and the bottom, the horizontal lines, that's your window of tolerance. Okay. And then you move through life in your days or your moments, and you have highs and you have lows. Everybody does. You have this functional high lows happening. Then somewhere in there you have the star is a something that is it impacts you, and it throws you off your normal balance of highs or lows. And from that high, right, you might keep going high, high, high and be way out of functional. Or you might come down into low, 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 and not be able to get back into this rhythm. And but the cool thing is that as you learn to deal with these ups and downs, that is you becoming resilient, and your two lines there, your horizontal, your window of tolerance becomes bigger. So it's not for nothing, this up and down that everybody gets. Some of us a little more often, a little more intense, a little more quicker. Some of us get stuck in one, deeper, deeper, deeper. But knowing that you can go deeper and make it back, this is the idea of resilience. I guess that's it. Time's up. I almost forgot that part of this I want to offer this these practices because I care and they're valuable and everybody can benefit. And I'm also doing it because I'm trying to share what I do and share what I do, so that you get people get an idea of how I work and get to know me, trust me, and yeah. So I also want to find clients for my annual nature body mind transformation journey. It's fitness training, breathing exercises, and travel if you're up for it. Depends on where you're at. We'll be having in-person gatherings outside in Washington and in Wheatley, Ontario, and in Montreal, and in the next few years, more destination retreats as part of that. So we got the online and the in-person together, because I mean, with fitness training, personal training, activity, you want to have that regular routine, and online is great for us to keep in contact, but there's a lot we can get from being together. I think that's it. So if you're even just a little bit interested, call me, schedule an appointment, and we can talk about your goals. And you don't have to commit to anything just by spending 1 hour with me over the phone or over Zoom, and we can talk about your physical pain issues or obstacles, and I can work with you right then in that hour. And if you want to do more, great. But you can find out about it and you can tell other people about it. Okay. Au revoir.